Hello there. I am Dr. Danielle Reardon, and I am the 2021 Greater St. Louis Dental Society President. I am here today to give you some tips on how to run an effective and efficient meeting. So, you must be finding yourself in the role as the chair of a council or committee. If this is your first time in this position, congratulations and thank you for your service. I want you guys to know first and foremost that your central office team and your leadership within the society are always here to support you in any capacity, whatever it is that you may need. We were all in your shoes at one time, and we are just so thankful that you are willing and able to take on this responsibility. So, you find yourself at your first meeting. The first thing that you are going to want to do is you will call the meeting to order. You will do this simply by hitting the gavel and saying, I call this meeting to order. As a general rule, no matter what meeting it is, you'll want to welcome any new members that are in the room. Let them introduce themselves to that committee or the council. If it's the first meeting of the year, it's always a good idea to go around the room and let everyone actually say who they are, where they practice. If they're a specialist, certainly let us know that. That not only kind of breaks the ice and lets everybody have a good introduction to people they may not have otherwise known within the society, but that also helps to start to establish a good rapport amongst the group. Once that is complete, you'll start kind of just going through. Every meeting will have an agenda, so you'll start going through your agenda. Those are typically put together by our wonderful central office team. So you'll want to just go down line item by line item through that. It's important to remember that these meetings are not supposed to just be dialogue between you as the chair and individual members. We do want to make sure that everyone is given a voice and an opportunity to speak. We want it to be a cohesive discussion amongst the group with you really kind of stimulating conversation, mediating that conversation at times, and certainly guiding where you deem necessary. But most importantly, you just really want the group to just explore whatever topic it may be that's on hand on your agenda. Remember that all members are volunteers, and we need to be very cognizant of the time that it takes when it's a lot that people really give of themselves to be in this capacity. So we want to make sure that meetings are run in a very efficient manner. You will kind of be in charge of making sure that that happens. You need to know kind of going in what the end goal really is for each discussion item and make sure that you are leading the discussion to be able to develop a plan of action moving forward. The central office team and your other leaders will certainly help you to be able to do that. Some items may require formal approvals, such as the budget. You actually need to have votes and things on that. Others may be just informational in nature. It might be talking about current membership numbers or current registrations for Mid-Continent. Sometimes there needs to be a clear decision or firm recommendation that is needed. That would be something, so for instance, when we need to develop a task force, that is something that we know we need to have a committee, we need to formulate guidelines for doing that. Sometimes just additional brainstorming items may need to happen. So say we're looking for venues to be able to hold district meetings or themes for events that would be coming up. Again, really just knowing that end goal keeping that in mind to keep the meeting on track, that's very, very important and one of your most important responsibilities. As chair, you want to make sure that everyone has a chance to speak. We absolutely do not want someone to be dominating discussions. We don't want a member to feel like their voice isn't heard. So you want to make sure it's a safe and effective environment to have a conversation. That might be politely reminding people to stay on track and on the agenda, and encouraging some of the quieter folks maybe to speak up at times as well. Some ways that you can do that, because that can be difficult to get people to speak maybe that aren't as comfortable or confident as others in the room, could be asking leading questions like, what's another way we can look at this? Or that's a great idea. Does anyone else have a different perspective? Or that's very interesting. What else could we do to get this to be done? Any types of those questions that might foster better communication and conversation would be wonderful and much needed. As chair, you'll also need to monitor discussions with an eye toward closing it at appropriate times. There are times where the same comments just keep being said over and over again. So it is very important that you kind of keep everyone on track. You don't ever want to cut off conversation too early or too soon and not allow people to speak. But you also don't want things to continue to drag on if there is a consensus that seems to be formed within the group. Upon adjournment, you want to be sure to thank everyone for their time and their contributions to the group. It's, everyone is there with the same end goal. We all just want to make this profession better, including you. You would have never agreed to step up in this capacity if you didn't. And I think it's important to remember that a simple thank you goes a really long way to our volunteer leaders. Remember that the central office team and all of your leadership is really here to help you. If you need any more information, please don't hesitate to reach out to either myself or anyone at central office. I just really want to say one more time how thankful I am to have you here as one of our volunteer leaders. We would not be the society we are today without people like you who step up when they are needed. So thank you. And I hope you found this very helpful. Have a great day. Take care.